Yeah, John, Sean was just in here talking a lot about the Underground Railroad experience and how it was very enlightening. What was your experience and took away from that?
I was really uncomfortable. It makes you think, and how would you be in the mid-1800s if you lived in the South? Would I have the same heart? Would I be the same person? Just made me uncomfortable. I was with the guys, but I was more reading. I needed about another 3 hours because it was educational. And the people that were there were unbelievable. I'm going to call them educators. And I would tell you, for everybody, if you the history and, Cincinnati's part in it, it's a big deal. Big deal. But it was good that both teams got to do it. The radio show with both teams and both coaches. The name, image, and likeness educational component we did. The McLendon Initiative is going to benefit by this game too. So there were a lot of things that we did. Now, thank goodness we won because they played harder than us. Sean did a better job of coaching his team than I did. What did they get in the first half? Like, were you amazed? Anybody watching the game here? What did they get a lot of? And that was me. I had us two spread out all over the court. And what didn't they give us? The same. They were tight and in, and so what we did in the second half, we just said we're playing tight. Now the problem with that, and I told the guys, because we were getting beat on the dribble so bad, the problem is you're not going to have as many possessions. So that means there's going to be 8 to 10 less shots a game that are carved up amongst your team. You're playing to win, don't worry. We had some guys not play well. Let's give it to Southern. They played harder than some guys. When a guy's playing harder than you, you don't have confidence. Now, my kids are not machines and they're not computers. They don't play great every night. I'm not feeling good, so I imagine a couple of those guys aren't feeling good. But you got to give Southern credit for how they played. And what I said yesterday on the radio show, all the tapes I watched, they never stopped playing. Didn't matter what the score was, just like today.
John, does Sweetway know what that number 34 on his back represents? Kenny Walker, what was that number? And how, and how Kenny played, everything went up on the board, belonged to him and all that. Does he know that?
Probably not. I mean, obviously I'm in this profession and the kids know the last 3 years. If you asked about Kareem, or they'd say, who? Oscar Robertson, triple-double. I mean, but I'll say this, he's playing for the team, the fans. He doesn't get the ball. He never hangs his head. We're still trying to figure out how to play him and post it. You notice we did some stuff different today. I'm not playing him like I played Anthony Davis, because he's not Anthony Davis or Karl Towns. He's different than those guys. So we're doing some different things, but teams are going to collapse. What does that mean you're going to have to do? Ball fake an open shot, drive it in there, or are you going to have to shoot a jump shot you can make? If it's only a 2, I don't care. But you got to make shots because they're going to collapse. It's what they're going to do. That's what I do. He still caught the ball, but thank goodness, Again, my argument again is if they are boxing you out and displacing you and you jump to rebound, it's not an over the back. Now, they said he pushed. I'll watch the tape. If he pushed, it's a foul. If he jumped straight up and the guy pushed him like that, that ain't a foul. here's the problem. He's 255 pounds. My suggestion is go recruit somebody 255 pounds to play against him. That is his advantage in most games we're going to play.
Cal, this was your first game since the opener that you had everybody available. Were the minutes tonight a sign of what you want, or was Bryce limited still because of his back?
Bryce went 50% yesterday in practice. I asked him at halftime, is your back good enough to go? I wanted to get him in, but what I'm going to do is over the next 10 days, we got to start making a decision on some guys getting more minutes and some guys getting less. It doesn't matter what year you are, none of that. And so if we have a roster of 11, I'm not going to play 11 guys. I mean, now who are the guys that aren't playing? You got to be ready to go. Today, you know, I went with Davion because I wanted him out there to get his wheels underneath him to go. Dante played some, but he's behind Davion. It's just what it is. Davion ended up with 5 rebounds again. This kid ends up rebounding the ball. Now, defensively, he struggled, and so did some of the other guys. Wasn't one of Severe's better games, but what we did find out, he can really do a good job of pulling up on elbows and making that shot, would you say? So we learned a little bit, okay, let's incorporate that for him. It just takes time, and you can't skip steps. I want to skip steps, like with Bryce. I want to skip steps, but you don't. I thought Jacob gave us great energy. So there may be 2 guys you're going to play. If he plays better, you're playing less. If you both play well, you're going to both play the same amount. I mean, I may go with that a little bit. But I thought Jacob's energy, the last play where the kid tried to outrun him, they threw the ball. Well, that would have been a dunk if it wasn't Jacob. Well, I tried to run. He ran faster than me. We can't, you know. But like I said, it's you win a game. That team's picked to win their league. The games that I've watched, they've had a chance to win them all, and you know they played today. Like they competed. And I told the kid as I walked off, play that way in your league. You'll be fine. You play like you just did tonight in your league, you'll be fine.
Coach, you mentioned it earlier, trying to do some different things with Oscar in the post. I counted at least 4 different times in the second half where he was able to get the ball in the low post and score. How encouraging is that to see him have some success down low, and are the different things that you're trying working?
Well, we needed him to win the game, to go get some balls, you know, and they were switching, and then he held off. And the biggest thing on a guy like that, when we throw you the ball, you must catch it. Because if you don't, they'll never throw it to you. We had a couple thrown to the wing that could have been posted, and the guy threw it out. Like, why didn't you just throw it to him? I thought on the other wing, away from our bench, the guy caught it. He's open, and you want to drive and mess, just throw it to him. And then from that, he kicked out, and we got plays. Look, teams are going to trap. They're going to trap from the top. They're going to trap from the bottom. We got to get them ready. You know, we got to get him ready. We got to try to get him again. We'll look at the fouls, and I'm going to show him. You can't do these things. And most of them are you're playing too late. In other words, play before the ball is shot, not after it's shot and then you push. You can't. But we'll look. We'll watch. You know, we'll get a chance to see it and teach.
Was Texas Southern beating Florida last night a teaching tool for you guys?
I called Johnny Jones this morning. I said, why'd you do that? Now, you just gave Southern, they think they're going to beat us now. Now we got a tiger on our hands. And Johnny laughed, and we talked about the game a little bit. But I've known Johnny for years and years, and you know, it was a heck of a win. And then they were 0-7. Did you look at their schedule? Ridiculous. But if you look at Sean's schedule, it's the same way. I mean, these teams go, and what happens, though, is if you have some success, you really start believing, even though you didn't win the game, we can win these games. Now it becomes a different kind of game. They out hustled us. They outplayed us. We couldn't stay in front of them. They crowded the court and stayed in front of us. We had to then go back and crowd the court, and it shortens the game when you do that. And we missed 9 free throws. Don't get fouled then. If you can't make free throws, don't get fouled. Let somebody else shoot. Missed 9. We're like the best free throw shooting team in the country.
John, I remember you telling us at the beginning of the year that you had pretty good guards. I think they're still pretty good. What's keeping you from maybe putting 4 of them out on the floor at one time?
Well, the size of the guards. So if you put Xavier, Davion, Kellen got 0 rebounds today, okay? He's the biggest one of the group. And then Ty, you're really, really small. So I did it late just because they did it. But, I like to say, who is the 4? I thought Damian did some good stuff today. He's getting better. He's confident. But I'm telling you, you get in the boxing match, you get in the ring, and the other guy is coming right at you and he's playing and fighting harder than you, you're going to be confident? No. You're like, you're looking around, you have to understand, you build your own confidence. You go after people. You respect everybody. You fear no one. Don't fear anybody. I'm good too. But if you let the guy outplay you, you look like you have no confidence. So, again, we tried to tell the guys. I sent them, all of them. Texas Southern beat Florida big at Florida. They're picked 4th in their league. This team is picked 1st. You better come ready. So they really, I don't think I just think that we had a couple guys not play well. And they're not machines. I'm not mad. You know what I told them after? You know what's good about this team? A couple of you don't play well. I'll put in somebody else and they'll play well and you just sit there and watch and then get yourself ready. That's what's good about having depth.
Yeah, John, I wanted to ask you about Dante. He shot an air ball. He fouled a 3-point shooter. He's not shooting well over a stretch. What's going on there? How steep of a climb does he have, you think?
Well, again, I love the kid. I mean, he has gotten better, but everybody's judging him based on just made shots. So now it's the hardest thing in the game to do. But I told him, if you're open, you have to shoot it. If you don't shoot it, you're coming out. Why did he take you out? Because I didn't shoot. No, he took you out because of a mistake, and, he lets the other guys mistake. No, he took me out because I did not shoot. What? Well, why didn't you shoot? I didn't make a couple, so I didn't want to keep shooting. Well, and what's he saying? He doesn't care if I make them. I have to keep shooting. So, again, I asked you this. What are you doing if you're not making shots to help us win? And not just Dante. This is his whole team. You're not making shots. What do you do to help us win? Are you the defensive stopper? Are you the glue guy? Are you the guy that makes everything better? What do you do? Do you rebound? You're not playing well. Do you have no rebounds or 1 rebound? Well, wait a minute. You could do that. That's all effort. So, we're, like I said, this is, we got a gauntlet coming in. I just heard Notre Dame's football recruiting weekend, a big one. It's going to be a party and a celebration, and here comes Kentucky to town. That'll just amp it up about 20 times. And I'll tell you, let's go, because it's going to be a physical, energetic, engaged game, hopefully by both teams. I know Notre Dame will play like that. I have a lot of respect for Mike Bray. I mean, there's a game that I just watched, 44-44, end of regulation. Slugfest. Could we play in a game like that? I don't know. that kind of game, a game in the 90s, we got to try to play everything. I did some things at the end of the game just to see how we could finish off a game, and it's a work in progress, folks. All I can tell you is the first half, how we played defensively, that's on me. I spread them out too much. I thought we could do it and still guard. Boom, we brought it in, which slowed down the game some. But again, I'm coaching to win games, not just try to score a lot of points. Thanks.